everybody, and welcome to the second half of my in-depth bookshelf tour, shelf number 9, I think it is, shelf number 9 or shelf number 4 on my second bookshelf. But because these are put together, it's called kind of like one unit, so I call it number 9. Anyway, let's go ahead. I keep having like, not like burps, but it like, I don't know what's happening to me. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, the first 4 that I'm just going to sweep through because you should all know about these ones, are these ones. And by the way, welcome to the second half. These are the first ones of the second half. Of these ones, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, by J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm not gonna talk too much about them. I will show you one by one of them though, because you should all know about these because these have been in print for a very, very long time. So you should know about these. If for anyone who doesn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know where you've been for like the past 60 years, but they're basically about this evil man. He's not a man, but this evil power named Sauron. He forged these rings of power, and he kept one for himself that can rule all of the other, like everything. And so he, and then he loses it, or it's taken from him. And so then down the line, I'm not going to really talk really that much, but down the line a little hobbit named Frodo gets it and gets it passed to him, and so he has to go on this journey to get rid of it, and along the way he gets put with these groups of people, this group of people named the Fellowship of the Ring, which is Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Boromir, Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. Am I missing anybody? And so they all go on a journey, and slowly, one by one, they all get, slowly they get to they get to destroying the ring. And it takes forever for them to get there. And it's a really good book. And I've just recently seen the last installment of the Hobbit movie, the Hobbit movies. I don't know why I keep showing you the backs, but I am. And so it was really good. My sister kept talking about things they went to my sister and her boyfriend, her boyfriend went to see it before me. And they were talking about things that bothered them, like this or that was CG, or this was, this would never have happened, or whatever, or this wasn't in the book or was in the book, or this part was in the book but wasn't in the movie, or this was in the movie but not the book, and all that kind of stuff. But that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. I don't know how well you can see what I'm trying to do. So I really enjoyed it because that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. But it bothered her, and it was really funny to me because it really bothered her, and I was just like, whatever. So, but there's those ones. The next few look like that. As we're going along now, we're getting more into like my military things, not necessarily like military romance, like Hot Zone by Catherine Mann, which you'll see a little later, a lot later. Actually, a lot later. These are more just like military ones. They're not necessarily military romance. But the first one isn't military, I don't think. I don't know. It's called Rushka. I think that's how you say it. It's Rushka. By Edward Rutherford. And it's just about Russia, I guess. Spanning 1,800 years of history, people, and culture, Rutherford's grand saga is as multifaceted as Russia itself. So it's just about Russia. And I don't know why I got this. I don't know why I got that. Just, I guess, because it kind of sounded good to me. The next one is this one. which I'm not going to talk about very much at all either. But it's Reba. It's My Story by Reba McEntire. And this has pictures in it. Pictures of Reba. And a picture of my grandpa with Reba. Because he met Reba. I guess he met her and that's where he got this. Maybe. I don't know. But it's just about her life. You know. And there's just pictures of her and, you know, this one is her and her husband, Charlie Battles. These ones, I guess both of these ones are her and him. But there's Reba. And it just has a bunch of other pictures in here. Like there's this one. So yeah, it's just about Reba. And I love Reba. I love Reba so much. Ooh, this one has pictures too. That one was, I think, my grandpa's, and so I kept that because I really want to read it because I really love Reba. And the next one is this one. It's by James Bradley. It's called Flyboys. And this is about World War II. And a group of men who go over to France for the war. Love this one. I haven't read the book, but I have seen the movie. And I'm really excited to read the book because it's going to be more detailed and, you know, than the movie was. And there's pictures and things in the middle of this one too. That I guess as you're reading, you can look in there and see a picture of some of the things that they talk about. So I'm not going to talk too much about that one. It is a movie. I'll link the movie, I guess, down below. Like the IMDb page. I don't know if you know what IMDb is, but it's International Movie Database, and it's just basically where you can look up any like actor, movie, TV show, whatever you want. So I might put that down below so you can like, I don't know, so you can read maybe what it's about and who's in it. Now we're like getting into the war stuff because that was World War II. The next one, or the military stuff. The next one is this one by Lucien. I'm gonna say Lucien because I like that. K. Truscott IV, and it's Balefire, right? No, this one's Balefire. This one's Army Blue. I need to get to know my books. But yeah, these are just. I mean, there's not really much I need to tell about these ones because they're just military ones, and this one's about World War II. It's about Matthew Blue IV, a third-generation soldier from an illustrious Southern family. His grandfather, a general, fought in World War II. His father earned his stripes in Korea. Now, from the quagmire called Vietnam, the controversial trial of the last Army Blue is about to explode outward. So it's about him in Korea, in Vietnam. So there's that one. The next one is Balefire by Kenneth Goddard. And this one is about, let's see. I read this one. Did I read this one? Yeah, I read this one in English class because in the English class that I read this, we had these periods in the beginning of class. It was like 5 or 10 minutes of silent reading just to, because we had the class, I think, like first or second, so really early. So it just gave us time to kind of relax a little bit and kind of wake up a little bit more. So I read this one in there. And it's about, let's see, brutal, inexplicable killings suddenly terrorize a city on the California coast. Stunned and confused, the police feel powerless to defend their city, their families, and themselves against these meticulously planned random attacks by an unseen predator, until they realize that the havoc might be a cover-up for something even more shocking. So, yeah, there's that one. I'm littering these all over the place because I can't be bothered right yet to put them back on the bookshelf. So they're just everywhere. If you can see some over here, then that's why. The next one is Rising Phoenix by Kyle Mills. Ooh, that's interesting feeling. Oh, that's got cleaner on it. Okay, that's why it's interesting feeling. Because I wiped off, or my grandma wiped off the shelves before we put books and stuff on them, and that one's gotten a little slick on the bottom. This one, yeah. Now I read this one in one of my last book hauls. I think my first book haul. I'll link that below. But this is about Special Agent Mark Beeman. Yeah, and like his life in the military. So I'm not really going to read this. If you want to know what this is about, I will put a link to my first book haul in the info bar, because that's where I talked about it. The next one is C.A. Mobley, Rights of War, and this is about the Cold War. A chilling scenario of the ultimate military crisis, Rights of War portrays the sudden rise of a new Germany in the post-Cold War. So, that's what that's about. The next one, and the last military one that I have that's not like military romance, is this one. It's American Sniper by Chris Kyle. I haven't read this. I haven't seen the movie. When I first got this, when I first saw this and read what it was about, and one today, I didn't know it was either. I didn't know it was a movie or it was going to be a movie. So you know, and I've seen things on the news now about like controversy and stuff surrounding this book and surrounding him. And that's whatever. I don't care. But it's basically about a Navy SEAL, Chris Kyle, who is a sniper, who has had the most career snipers in U.S. military history. So, yeah, there's that one. I don't know if I read this in my book haul, but, you know, there's that one. I really liked it. And it has pictures, which I kind of really like when books have pictures in them. It has pictures of Chris Kyle when he was young and when he was in the military and all that stuff. So there's that one. The last book, and what I really don't like about this one is, look at this. Look at that. Look how different that is. So when you're trying to put these on the bookshelf, this one and then what I'm going to talk about here in a minute, when you put them on the bookshelf, they don't really stack very well with any of the other ones, which is really stupid. But whatever. The next one and the last one on this bookshelf is this one. I put this one on this shelf because it's the same size as this one. And so I just thought I'll put those together. This isn't military at all. This is called The Trench. And I didn't put this, it's by Steve Allen. And I didn't put Alton, not Allen, Alton, A-L-T-E-N. I didn't put this in my haul because I didn't have it or something when I did the book haul. I don't know. But it's advertised as ravenous. Its teeth scalpel sharp. For the first time, the captive 20-ton megalodon shark has tasted human blood, and it wants more. On the other side of the world, in the silent depths of the ocean, lies the Marianas Trench, where the megalodon has spawned since the dawn of time. Paleobiologist Jonas Taylor once dared to enter this perilous cavern. He alone faced a megalodon shark and cut its heart out. Now, as the body count rises and the horror of a monstrous attack grips the California coast, Jonas must begin the hunt again and return to the waking nightmare of the trench. So I'm really excited to read that one because I really love sharks and I really love the megalodon in particular. Because I really kind of like the idea that a giant shark either existed or still exists. Because there are people who say it still exists. Which, technically speaking, like, you know, it is possible that it could still exist because there are places in the ocean where A, we haven't traveled, and B, are massive caves and caverns and things where he could, you know, where one could live and feed and breed. So it is possible that there could be one or two or, you know, 100 in the ocean somewhere, and we just haven't found it because we haven't gone far and deep enough to find it. Which is pretty much the same for a few other things that I'm not even going to talk about because I don't care. But it kind of is nice. Let me put these back. I guess I could keep talking to you while I put these back on the shelf. It's kind of nice that I don't know how loud I am right now. But it's kind of nice that there is kind of the idea that something really big and cool could be swimming around or walking around the world. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me who feels that way. But I think it's really interesting that something that large as either the Megalodon or like Bigfoot or Loch Ness or something, something that large could be, it's kind of cool that it could be running around and we wouldn't know about it. Because it's cool because we think we know about everything, and the idea that something could elude us, something that large could elude us, really intrigues me, because that just means that we aren't really as smart as we think we are. So yeah, I don't know if you could hear me say any of that stuff, but if you could, then that's cool. I guess that's gonna be it. That was the last book on this bookshelf. Okay, that does it for the second half of bookshelf number 9, or shelf number 9, in my in-depth bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you keep enjoying these, and I will see you later. Bye!